show these guys exactly what you use LeadChamp for. How do you have it up on your screen when you're making your calls, when you're running your appointments? What button do you click when? And guys, take careful notes of this. Like, watch how he's using it. Not just what is it going to do for me, but how am I going to implement? Because you have to be thinking a little bit when you're driving. Sometimes you get a red light, you have to adjust. Okay. So if you wouldn't mind, Jamie, jump in there and share with them, how do you actually use the system on a day-to-day basis as an agent?
Yeah, and happy to be here, guys. And you might have saw me clicking around while Nick was giving the intro because I was using it while Nick was talking because I was finishing a sale pretty much right up into the minutes of this call. So just finished filling out the what happened button, which is the most important button here in the system. So literally just seconds ago, I just sent Alan over here to underwriting, and Mutual of Omaha, $50 a month, super simple policy, instant issue if it gets approved, all that stuff. So a couple of things here. So I use LeadChamp up on my screen while I'm selling, while I'm dialing. It's pretty much like the home base of everything that I do for my business. It's where I keep track of my clients. It's where I use my calendar. So if I'm going to be looking at like what's happening for today, I've got two calendars pulled up. I've got my LeadChamp calendar here where I can actually go set appointments where people are going to get appointment reminders. And I got my Google calendar, so when we talk about like me having everything scheduled, I mean, this is like a light week right now for me. To be honest, most weeks are pretty much full to the minute. It's very rare to have some breathing time. So for me, I put in a lot of my the personal stuff, and then I let LeadChamp fill in the blanks. So you can see all the gray stuff. All the gray stuff is what I put into my Google Calendar, kind of as my guardrails of like what's important to me. And then I let AI and my dialer fill in all the white space, fill in the rest. So all that stuff, I don't need a reminder for, to go take a shower or to go to the gym or whatever, but I block it out so it's there. And then I come in here to LeadChamp to actually click into my appointments. So, I just got done with Alan here, click in, it's going to bring me over here to this screen. And when I got to Alan, I can see we've got our rescheduled appointment time here for, 10:30 Central Time, which is 11:30. So this was like 40 minutes ago. He replied, yes, great, awesome. I get on the call with him and like I'm using this screen. Like I'm even screen sharing with him. He's seeing what I'm doing. I screen shared the entire Mutual of Omaha application and then got to the point where it's like, hey, can you send me some more information on Mutual of Omaha? So send carrier product info, came up here, typed in, Mutual of Omaha, and there's my index, Universal Life Express. Click, send, boom, 30 seconds. He gets a text message. Hey, just sent you more info on Mutual of Omaha and their IUL. And then it also sent him a email. I didn't have to spend time typing it. Here is Mutual of Omaha, insert company, insert product, insert, company website, AM best score, and product brochure. So there's like 320 products that we have in here that you can go click that button and send, and it'll send a templated version of that. And then I went ahead and, I sold him. He got sent to underwriting. So I had a choice, showed and approved, meaning he got approved on the spot, or sent to underwriting. So I filled out this quick little form here. I put in, name, phone number, email, address, etc. His why for having the policy, type of sale, insurance product, annual premium, monthly policy, beneficiary, payment date, etc. Attached his illustration, attached a little client inventory. So once I click send, it sent him an email and a text message with everything we talked about, and then it went ahead and saved his client inventory over here into my notes. So I've got everything here documented for Alan, and we're good to go. And now when he gets approved, I'm crossing my fingers he gets approved. I come up here to change policy status, click him over to approved, and then he's going to go ahead and get the, congrats, you've been approved message, thank you cards, everything's going to get sent out. He gets declined. Hey, sorry, you've been declined. We'll go ahead and reschedule. So, again, I'm pretty much in here for all of my appointments. We can go ahead and look at a couple of appointments that I had yesterday as well. We had Will here. Will was a 442 a month, and we can see here, a bunch of different activities. So I'm sending him product info throughout the day, throughout the appointment. I sent him a video on the IUL during our presentation. He wanted more info to show his wife. Ended up with a 442. I've got his why for having the policy. Later on in the day, I met with Jeffrey and Jeffrey was $100 a month, so a quick 1,200. And then I finished off the day. Everyone else no showed me with Donald. So it's funny. I had 9 appointments, only 3 showed up. We sold 3. Donald ended up being 400 a month. So put them all together, a $12,000 day, and just started with a quick $50, so another 600. So again, this is all just keeping me organized. It keeps it all in one place. I can look back and I can see the ones that are crossed out are the people who no showed me, and the ones that weren't crossed out are the people who showed up. So this is where I'm pretty much like I'm operating right here inside of these contacts every single day. The other thing that I do, and then I'll pass it back to Nick, is during a presentation before I start an application, before I start a screen share, I'll go and I'll use a tool called Crankwheel, where you can basically, send them a text message and they can click the link to view your screen. You can't see them, but they can see you. So I'm on speakerphone. So you got people who are 60 and they like, I don't want to download Zoom. Okay, no problem. Here, just click this link, view my screen. I like it because they can see me. I can't see them. I'd probably judge them if I could see them because you never know what these people are doing or wearing or whatever. But they can see me and I show them my screen. And the first thing that I do is I make sure that they see my Verify My Underwriter website. This is where they can verify, I am who I say I am. So it's like, hey, click that link, verify me. Hey, look at this website right here. This is how you can verify I'm licensed in all 50 states. You can learn a little bit more about me. And I'm scrolling down and showing them, hey, here's all the things that I help people with. Hey, I'm licensed in all 50 states. I'm over here in Greenville, South Carolina. Here's my South Carolina license. You can click on this link, take you directly to the Department of Insurance. Verify me. Oh, you're over here. This guy was in Mississippi. Here's your state, Mississippi. Let's go verify me on the Mississippi Insurance Department. Okay, great. Hey, here's all the carriers that I'm working with. Hey, the company I'm looking at for you is Mutual of Omaha. And then I literally just jump over into screen sharing the Mutual of Omaha screen, the quote tool, the application, everything. So like I'm using this tool right here to start my presentation to kind of bring down some of the walls of like you're some random person over the phone that I'm not going to give you my social and my bank account. Like I don't know you. It's like, hey, you can verify me. That's number one. Number two, I let them see my screen. I let them see the Mutual of Omaha back office, the application, the quote tool, everything. Because now it's not me asking for the social, it's the application asking for the social. And I even let them see my lead champ. I don't care. I let them see the screen and they're watching me click the buttons and send them the info. And like honestly, just like people like, oh, you're legit. Like you're just sending stuff to me. Like, okay, you're organized. So all of this at the end of the day is helping me, do the one thing that we've talked about from the beginning with Grady Polson is, increase credibility, reduce sales pressure. That's the most important thing that it does for me. That's not even getting into all the stuff it does in the front end where like AI books appointments on my calendar and probably 30% of my appointments are booked completely hands-free. Like that's not even touching on that. I'm sure Nick's gonna want to touch on what's AI and what's not AI. That's a big buzz topic for us. But for me, like I mean, Josh and I got together and we built Lead Champ Pro. For me, the most important reason was I wanted everything that happened after the sale and during the sale. And Josh had way too many leads to be able to handle, so of course he needed something to help book it. So kind of put those two things together, and that's kind of the foundation of Lead Champ Pro.
Wow, awesome. And I see Kim Green in the chat. First lead book through AI yesterday. Never been more excited. Let's go. That's hype. So real quick, Jamie, I really appreciate you showing everyone visually what you're doing. I want to give everyone like a checklist, okay? And this is like maybe a 20th century solution or even a 19th century solution, okay? But I think everyone on here should get a sticky note, okay? And put this checklist I'm about to give you on it and put it on your computer screen. And after every single appointment, I want you to go through this list. And if you're regimented about this, it's going to get you maximum value out of the system. Okay, so this is how to maximize your retention and your bonus leads from Lead Champ after every appointment. Okay, first step, this one's really important. Before you submit to the carrier, so before you click submit on that Americo application, know that some of that client data is going to disappear. And so you want to already have your Lead Champ pulled up, okay, so that you can have the what happened button and you can be putting in the like copying and pasting the policy number, the beneficiary and everything. So it's efficient and easy for you. Okay. So get the data first before you hit submit. That's number one. Number two, hit the what happened button before you hang up the phone with the client. Ideally, you say like, hey, Miss Jones, I just submitted to Mutual of Omaha. Give me 30 more seconds here, and I'm going to send you a text and an email with everything we covered today. And this is the first part of retention, is putting them at ease, because they are still at the highest insecurity level for being scammed. They are worried, like, okay, I just gave my social, all my medical history, my bank info, and they're like, a policy is going to be here in 2 weeks. Like, they're stressed out every moment until they get something. But the second they get that text, you hit the what happened button and they get the text, hey, Mutual of Omaha, policy number, beneficiary, the amount, like, they see that and they go, okay, this is real. And so that's the first part in solidifying the sale, but also it guarantees that you don't forget it, because one of the most common support tickets we get every single day is, hey, LeadChamp is spamming my clients. Okay, we don't do that. But if you don't tell LeadChamp it's a client, okay, we do sometimes spam some leads. Okay, we message leads until they message back, right? We keep messaging them. And so if you don't hit the what happened button and let the system know this is a client now, they're going to continue to get messages like Forrest Gump waving, going, hey, is this Jared? Is this Jamie? You know what I mean? Because we're still trying to book them. So you want to hit that right away. Okay, so step number one, make sure you get the data before you submit the sale. Step number two, hit the what happened button before you hang up the phone. Step number three, let the client know you're going to be contacting their beneficiary to tell them how to access the coverage if they need to, and then hit the beneficiary button and put in one or more. If you got a contingency beneficiary or two, add them in as well, because that automation, Jamie, you could probably have some stories from it already.
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, the
tell us about
beneficiary button, I'll pull this one back up. I use this one all the time. I had a guy who he gave me the beneficiaries, then he gave me two referrals, and then he did his emergency response network. And it was like, and a lot of it was like, this guy actually, he was watching me on the screen. He's like, hey, what's that? What's that referral button up there? I got some people. I was like, nobody ever does that, but all right, cool. Sounds good.
Wow.
So in this scenario, the guy had two adult daughters. He had them down as beneficiaries. So I hit the what happened button and I came up here. And when I was in the application, like, I can't go look at this AmeriCorps application right now because it's locked. But when you're in the application, it's like, what's their name? What's your relationship? What state do they live in? What's their phone number? So I write that down on my client inventory. And then when I get done with the appointment, I get permission. I'm like, hey, you got those two beneficiaries. Are you cool if I reach out to them and let them know I'm your life insurance agent? Yes. So, I go ahead and let's say, I meet with Nick.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick's my client. So first screen, always type in the client. Second screen is type in the beneficiary. So, I'm the beneficiary. Okay, whatever. So now,
Probably
what
be my
state does he live in?
I'll
North
put you there.
Carolina. Great. What's my relationship to the beneficiary? Friend, phone number, submit. So what'll happen is, hey, Jamie, this is Sheila. I'm Nick's life insurance agent, and he put you down as a beneficiary on his policy. And, it'll take like 4 minutes to run through the details. When are you free? And if that person responds, AI takes over, books the appointment, puts it on your calendar. When I do beneficiaries, I would say probably like I put in 10 beneficiary leads, 7 of them will respond back to me. I'll typically book an appointment with most of them, and then I'll maybe sell 1 or 2. Like, it's not something like the response rate's high, and I'll get on with them. And a lot of them are just super grateful that I talked to them. And, it doesn't always lead to a sale, but when it does lead to a sale, it was free. It was a free lead, and there's 100% ROI. And then same thing with the referral. The guy goes, hey, I was in the military. I was in the Navy. I have a shipmate. Can you get him some information? So I filled out the referral and I did the same thing. And then it was like, hey, Bob, this is Jamie. I'm Jim's insurance agent. And, I helped him out with life insurance. And he said that you might also be interested in what he got. I don't know. I'm butchering the words, but you guys get the point. And then if that person responds, AI will pick it up. And if they don't respond, we're not going to spam these people. I think our text drip is maybe 3 or 4 drips on a referral, beneficiary, ERN, and then it just stops. But if they respond, we'll take over. AI will take over and book the appointment. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really know how many. I haven't been tracking how many beneficiaries have converted, but I will say that like 70% of the beneficiaries that I've put in have responded and been like, yes, I want the information on that policy, which again, is just another conversation that can lead to a new client.
Excellent. And also, guys, even if it doesn't produce another sale, that's part of your retention campaign as well. The beneficiary is going to let the insured know. They're going to call your client and be like, hey, I got a call from your life insurance agent. They told me I got coverage. What I need to do, your client is now going to be like, wow, Jamie really did care enough, not just to make the sale, but then go behind the sale and actually take care of my family, make sure that they know what to do. This is already in your favor for the client. Now, if the beneficiary goes, yeah, I want to get coverage also, here's what's very common. That person's going to be half the age, usually, of the first client. So it's going to be easier to get them coverage, or you can get them more coverage. If they ask, like, can I get the same thing as my mom? It's like, hey, yeah, probably you can get a lot more coverage for the same price as your mom. You know what I mean? Depending on health questions. So oftentimes it's going to be an easier sale. And they're coming in with such a good attitude. That's why so many of them book, because you're not trying to sell them. You're trying to serve them, which is a common theme in sales. The more you can serve, the more you're going to end up generating more clients. So
Yeah, I mean, I kind of shame. I mean, I'm just gonna say this. I shamelessly will be like, your mom really wanted you to get some insurance. Like, shameless. I don't care. I'll be like, your mom got this policy. She thought it would be a good idea. You got one too.
the
And then
more,
they'll either be like, yeah, you're probably right, or they'll be like, I already have an insurance agent. And I'll be like, okay, what'd they get you? And then if they're like, no, I'm good. It's like, okay, fine. Well, hey, still, please save my number because if something happens, you're gonna be the one who's calling me. So save my number. Here's my office line. Here's my assistant's number. Here's my business card, whatever. Hey, if your insurance needs ever change, no problem. Because when you do helps, I've done probably a dozen death benefits or death claims at this point over the last 5 years. And some of those have turned into clients. And it's like, it's kind of morbid to like sell someone insurance after their loved one just died. But I can't tell you how many of those people have actually, like, I've helped them fill out a death claim and they've got, 10, 20, 50,000, $100,000. And then they've been like, hey, can you help me? It wasn't necessarily me doing anything. So still, like, them having your contact info, we're thinking long term here.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you don't feel comfortable like Jamie does being maybe that pushy yet, as soon as you have some death claims, you will, because that's all about product conviction. Like, when you really believe in how much you're helping people, it's hard not to be like, hey, you don't have coverage, like, let's get you some. You never know what's gonna happen, right? It's much easier to do that. But even if you don't, guys, even if you just keep it really casual and you just say, hey, did you need to get coverage as well? Just ask, like, did you want to get coverage? You will have some people say yes, right? That you will. I mean, literally, that's just a guarantee. That's how, in fact, before I knew about leads, that's how I generated all of my sales in my entire career, was just asking people, who do you know, right? That also would be interested in buying. So, but let me finish this checklist. So, step one, you're going to get the data before you submit. Step two, you're going to hit the what happened button before you get off the phone so that they get confirmation of what they got. Number three, you're going to hit the beneficiary button and let the client know. So, you're still on the phone with the client. You're going to let them know, I'm going to be reaching out to your beneficiary, and you're going to put that in. Number four, use the product button, the send carrier product button, and send them the carrier info of whatever you just sold them. I see Jamie does this every time. He's so consistent with it. And it makes you look like a professional. It gives them more of a reason. Like, imagine they go and sit and actually read through all of that. They're going to really submit themselves on they made a good decision, right? On getting the right thing. But it also is just one more thing for them to go back and look at so that you aren't the person. Like, I know you guys have all experiences where they tell you they have coverage and you go, okay, what do you have? And they go, I got $1 million for the whole life. And you're like, oh, are you like a millionaire? You know what I mean? And like, really, they have, 50,000 worth of accidental that they pay $13 a month for. But you ask them, what company is it with? They don't know.
All right. Well, Nick's the one with the checklist, but thankfully he texted it to me. So let's see. All right. So before you submit, make sure you have the client's info. All right. Hit the what happened button, use the product button, have the client confirm that they got the policy, and ask the client if they have friends or family that need insurance. And we can go ahead and use the referral button, which is what Nick was about to start talking about. Looks like he might be popping back in. There you are, Nick. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hopefully I'm back. Sorry about
Yeah, I
that.
said thankfully you text me the list of your
Oh,
checklist. So we were just number five, have the client confirm they got it, and number six, ask them if they've got friends or family and use the referral button.
and I really would. I think a lot of people are skipping this last step. Okay, I don't think I talk to agents all day long, and a lot of you guys sell so much insurance, and it's extremely impressive. Like, you're in the top 1% of your field, and I think 90% plus of agents are not asking for referrals at all, and their clients really have a good, like, they feel really served. Like, I know when people meet with Jamie or Derek, you know what I mean, or Sheila, afterwards they're like, man, I'm so glad that I ran into them. They really helped me. And they do have friends and family that they would refer to you. And if you just ask, do you know anyone that also needs insurance? You will double your leads for the same price, because half of the people will give you a name and phone number. I promise you, when I sold kitchen knives in people's homes, we were not allowed to call people at random. We had to be personally referred. And on average, when I was sitting down across the table from someone, they would write down 30 names and numbers for me of people, of their friends that I could call. 30 on average. I promise you can get one on average if you just ask. And this now gives you a systemized way to approach it. So you don't have to think about it. You just ask the question. If they don't give you one, you just move on. If they do, you hit the referral button, you put it in, and you're doubling your leads by doing this. Like, it's really a way to maximize your time. So that checklist, my challenge for everyone on here would be to put that checklist up either digitally or physically. And every single appointment, try and hit that checklist every single time to really cement the sale, lock in your client retention, and then get the most amount of leads that you can for free, which everyone could use more leads. Like, even if you're crushing it, like, leads are getting more and more expensive by the day. The price, like, I mean, I remember when we could produce super high intent IUL leads for $15 a piece. Now the same leads cost $50 a piece. You know what I mean? So leads aren't getting any cheaper. You need to utilize all these tools. Okay. Jamie, you kind of showed off how to use it a little bit. I did want to talk about the AI situation. Okay. A lot of people, probably our second biggest support ticket is my AI is going off the chain. Okay. The AI is doing something crazy. And here's what's really crazy though, is 80-90% of those tickets, it's not the AI. It's a calendar appointment reminder. It's a text strip. It's another type of message that's going out that's in no way connected to or associated with the AI. And I know that can be a little bit confusing sometimes, but I just want to give you guys a couple, that you just need a few things that you need to know about what turns the AI on and off and what is and isn't AI, and you'll be good to go. I mean, literally, it's as simple as like learning to put your car in park or drive or reverse, and knowing that when it's in reverse and you push that pedal, you're going to go backwards. It's just like that, okay? So here's how it works. When you put a lead into a text strip, that is not AI messaging them. In fact, those text messages have been tried and tested in the field for years, some of them, before they were even automated. Josh was out here manually texting, and Jamie was out here manually texting some of these messages to leads to book appointments. And it's not AI sending those. Those are pre-written messages. And that's why when you're choosing a campaign, if it's a trucker campaign, they get a bunch of trucker memes and messages that say like, hey, are you going to be parked or on the road or whatever it may be, referencing the fact that they're a trucker. The AI is only going to get involved when the client responds. And the main purpose of the AI is not to do a better job than you would as an agent. It'll never do as good of a job as you would. Obviously, you will always do a better job than it. Okay, so if you're thinking like the AI doesn't respond as good as I would, of course. Okay, but the reason why the best agents use it still is because it responds all the time, even when you're asleep, even when you're in church, even when you're in the shower, but most especially and most importantly, while you're already on the phone with another client closing sales. Because if you're actually a top agent, your calendar looks like Jamie's and you're closing sales all day long, and you don't have time to text people back when they text you at 4:17 on their lunch break, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, yes, that is what I'm looking for. Because if you don't message them back right then and lock them down for a time, they go back off into their life and they forget about you again. And we know this for a definite statistical fact because we text people sometimes 40 or 50 times. They don't see any of them. They don't respond to any of them. And the one message they respond to, that's when AI books them down. And so here's my encouragement. Please, if you're one of the people that keeps asking me, how do I turn off AI? Try this. Let it do its job. And you go get busy. If you're available to mess with AI and to respond back to these people, like I can tell you, I know this may seem offensive, but you're not actually working that hard as an agent. If you're available to text these people back, right? Whenever anyone logs in to meet with me on Zoom, they always hop in, Sheila, they hop in meeting room 1, and they'll be like, man, I don't know where I was. I was just in some place and this lady was talking. And you're always on the phone closing a deal every single minute of the day. You know what I mean? And if you weren't, you wouldn't be doing your job. And so if you've got time to go intervene with the AI, you're not working hard enough. You need to get back on the phone and close some deals and let the AI do its job. But how do you turn it off? Okay, the proper way. The proper way to turn off both the text strip and the AI is to book an appointment on your calendar in LeadChamp, okay? I'm sorry for laughing, but some of y'all crack me up so much because you'll go, Nick, I booked an appointment, but it's still messaging them. And I'll go into their system and I'll look and there's no appointment. And I'll go, where did you book the appointment? And they're like, I wrote it down in my agenda. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but the AI, the system doesn't know what you wrote down in your notebook. It doesn't know what you put on your Google Calendar. It only knows if you booked the appointment in LeadChamp. And by the way, if you've ever messaged us, I watched the videos already. If you've ever sent us that message, by the way, guys, you need to watch it again, because the reason we sent you the video is because you didn't watch it the first time, okay? I'm sorry. The videos explain this explicitly. How to book an appointment, how it turns off the text strip and it turns off AI. I go back and watch the videos all the time because you guys tell me. I watch the video, it doesn't explain it. I go, what? Okay, let me go watch this. Let me see if I need to get Jamie to re-record this. No, it looks like he explained it perfectly. So if you're ever messaging back in that you already watched the videos, we know you need to watch them again. Just like you have to practice sales over and over again every day. Just like you had to practice riding a bike a lot of times. Just like I'm having to help my 3-year-old practice chewing before he swallows his food 1,000,000 times. That's just how it is. Okay. So it is in the video, but when you book an appointment on your calendar in LeadChamp, it stops the text strip, it stops the AI, and it starts the appointment confirmation sequence. It sends them a 1 day before reminder, a 1 hour before reminder, and a 15-minute before reminder. It sends them a link to your website. It's part of building up your credibility ahead of time. Like, Jamie shows off the website every single time to make sure it gets seen, but some people go and click into it and go click at your license before they show up, and it's the reason they show up. I mean, like, we see that people click it. They go in and look at their state and look at their license. They're like, okay, this person's legit. And that's the reason they're taking your call. So you want those confirmations to go out. Well, they only go out if you book an appointment. And you also don't want to spam somebody who booked an appointment with you. So if you're on the phone booking appointments, have LeadChamp pulled up in front of you. And when you book one, just simply while you're on that contact, you can either click the appointment button, or on the calendar, you can just click in the time slot. Either way. And you book the appointment on there, and it'll stop the AI and it'll stop the text strip. Okay, so now how do I turn it back on? Well, if they no-show you for an appointment, you click the no-show button. From the what happened button, you click no-show, and what does that do? It turns AI back on, and it puts them back in the text strip. And I get it. This is a little bit nuanced and it's a little bit complicated, but the reason I said, like, if you're willing to take just a little bit of time to learn this, then you'll realize how intuitive it is and how easy it is to use it. In fact, here's best practices for the no-show button, by the way, guys. Do not hit it instantly. So, like, if you have an appointment at 12 o'clock and at 12:01 you haven't heard from them, don't hit that right away, because it gives them an easy out. Like, we're trying to make sales here. Like, don't give them like, oh, I can reschedule now. Like, they probably just forgot, or they're still on a previous meeting or whatever else. Still call them from 2 numbers. Still try and text them first. Like, still try and get a hold of them. And if you haven't heard from them for, like, 10 minutes, you figure out what your threshold is, right? Especially if you're double booked and you're already on with another person, right? Then you go ahead and hit it, right? Then you hit that no-show button and they get the meme, okay? I'm looking I love that meme. It's one of my favorite memes. People respond to it all the time. They ha-ha, they laugh at it. They're like, yeah, I missed it, whatever. But what does it do? It turns AI back on and it puts them back in the text strip. So now we're messaging them again to rebook them. Jamie's gonna pull it over. Yeah, there you go. So and it crushes for you guys. It crushes. If someone no-shows you, click the no-show button. Yeah, the Pablo Escobar, amazing. People ha-ha this all the time. They emphasize it all the time. We would not use the memes if we didn't get so many people responding back to them. So, okay, how do you turn AI off? Okay, you book an appointment on the calendar in LeadChamp. Or there's another way. When you make a sale and you hit the what happened button and you hit shown approved or sent to underwriting, that also turns off the text strip and it turns off the AI, because now they're going to go into the client retention folder. And if you are technology challenged, or if you like identify that way or whatever, I know a lot of you guys get on and tell me I'm technology challenged. Like, okay, no problem. View it a slightly differently. Look at LeadChamp as like your personal assistant, right? Or your Jarvis, right? If you've seen, like Iron Man, right? Like think about it as your personal assistant, and you just have to give it orders, right? So you just made a sale. You're just letting your assistant know, hey, new sale in. And they're going to go send out the monthly payment reminder. They're going to send out the thank you card. They're going to send out a follow-up text, right? But you got to let them know you made the sale, right? Hey, so-and-so showed me for an appointment. You let your assistant know. They follow up with them to rebook them. When you load leads in, hey, these are final expense leads. They're new, right? You're choosing a workflow. That's letting your assistant know. We're gonna go message these people to book an appointment, right? When they book, if you're on the phone, you're letting your assistant know, hey, I booked the appointment. Send out the confirmations. So you're just giving orders. It's not technology. Don't even look at it as technology. It's an assistant. If you look at it that way, it will help you. Because if you just go, I'm technology challenged, this is too hard, you're going to get stuck. A lot of people, they message us in, they're just frozen because they don't know what to do. When, you know, it's really just reading and following instructions, and the next step is just like anything else you've ever done. So, and I know I'm continuing to encourage you guys to try and learn it, right? But that's it. Really will. Like, I mean, I watched Jamie use it, and I'm like, dude, this guy's a master. Like, literally every single appointment, he's sending out that the product info to them. He's putting them in the what happened button. It's his sale gets posted automatically to the Discord, right? If you're building an agency, God forbid, you're not hitting the what happened button every single time, so that your sales get posted automatically, so that people see you working, so your agents are inspired to keep going. Like, critical to do this, right? But he does it the same way every single time. Sometimes it's hard to build a new habit like that. I get that. You got to like really be regimented about it. You got to put up that sticky note. You got to track how many times you do it successfully, you know, and we've talked about it internally. We're going to try and develop some kind of systems where we let you know, hey, you're in the top 5% for sales, for pushing the what happened button, for using the client retention campaign, right? For using the different features, for how many, you know, people are getting appointments booked on your calendar, right? We'll try and let you know how well you're doing with some statistics so you can do better. But it comes down to how much you want to learn to use it. Jamie, you want to jump in on the AI, turn the AI on and off? I see you're answering a bunch of questions in the chat. Looks like, which is fire.
I don't ever mess with the AI, and I also like I give the AI a little bit of grace, which like sounds ridiculous to say because like no, it's not perfect. But
Not
it
even close.
responds 99% of the time when I'm doing something else. And does it say exactly what I might say? No. There was a time when I was getting caught up in like the sales psychology of, oh, I've sold a bunch of insurance and I know the magic words to say to make this person feel comfortable to ultimately buy from me. But like anybody who like gets I don't know. I just think we're worried about the wrong things. At the end of the day, I don't really even care if the client knows that it's AI. Like I don't even care at this point. I just care that 70-80% of the appointments that I was not messaging back the minute that they messaged me are getting messaged back immediately. And the people who are like, they go back and forth and they start being difficult with the AI and the AI gets confused. Yeah, of course it gets confused. Like we've got like Josh is sitting here up at 3 in the morning figuring out logic prompts on the back end of our AI software to be like, okay, this weird niche edge case situation when the client sends back an emoji of a middle finger. Oh, sorry, it can't detect aggression. So the AI keeps trying to book the appointment. Like, all right, if the client sends an emoji of a middle finger, turn on. Like we're doing this stuff on the back end every day. So it's like, yeah, there's going to be some stuff that it misses, but it works most of the time. And I don't know. I'm not as like if you look at my like just like the example that Nick gave like of like your someone texts you at 4:17 when they're on their lunch break. I'm on an appointment at 4:17. So in the past, it's like, oh, this person messaged me. I have a weird talent where I can like text and talk and think about three different things all at the same time, but like most people can't do that. So I can be like having a conversation right here with a client while still selling and like texting my wife and compartmentalize that. But like it's actually a lot easier if I just let AI book that appointment for me instead of me like getting off my train of thought because I'm worried about booking this appointment and checking my schedule and clearing the schedule and mornings or afternoons, 1 p.m. or 4 p.m. when I'm like in the middle of trying to close a deal. So just leave it alone, to be honest. And unless the AI decides to be aggressive, which you know usually just turns off, and it's like messaging some unhinged things, just leave it alone.
So, and speaking of, if let's say, because occasionally the AI does go off the hinges, right? Like I'll give you guys an example. One time we ended up messaging someone else's AI, and so they were going back and forth really fast, and so they were like, it was like 500 messages like in a minute, right? So that's why there's that red button, turn AI off, manual response, because worst case, you know what I mean? You hit that button. But here's what you don't do. I see people do this all the time. Be cool, okay? Be cool. Don't if your AI just accidentally messages the message 2 times, you don't need to message a third time explaining that your AI messaged them twice. Like, please don't do that. Just all the time, people accidentally double message people. All the time, people accidentally send a message to the wrong person. You can easily, if it sends a totally weird message, you can easily just say, "Sorry, wrong person." No problem. No problem. Like, please. But if it just double messages, if you see 2 messages that are the same, here's what you do: don't say anything. They'll read it and go, oh, they must have just sent it accidentally twice, or they won't even read it. You know what I mean? But I see all the time people like try to jump in and they send 2, 3, 4, 5 messages to try and like make up for what the AI did, when really all they have to do is just leave it alone or just say, hey, wrong person. Okay, just be cool if something happens. It doesn't happen that often. It's not something you need to be concerned about, but if it does, be cool. And then also hit the support button. And let me transition, okay? Because this is something really important. Everyone here, we want to provide you guys really good support. Thank you, Jamie. You're doing amazing on the screen share. We want to provide you amazing support. We really try to get back to people as fast as we can. Our average support ticket, which we time, is less than 24 hours. Now, sometimes it takes longer, but a lot of times we're very quick and we get back to you in a half hour or an hour. So here's how you can get the best service. The more details you give us about your situation up front, the easier it is for us to find. So many people will say, hey, the messages are going out wrong. And we're like, okay, well, that could mean so many things. Do you have like a contact reference to like a person that it's happening to? Now, if you send in a message and you go, hey, on this contact, Sheila Day, right, at 9 a.m., it sent this message, and I'm wondering, should that message have been sent or not, or whatever, right? Like, if you have a question that's that specific, we can easily go find the contact, see the message, see if it's working correctly or not, fix it or not, and get back to you, right? It's like, then it's easy for us. Now this happens all the time. People will send in a ticket and they'll get the automated message from us that says, hey, we've received your ticket. But then one of our team, sometimes it's Josh or Jamie themselves, will message and say, hey, can we get clarity on XYZ for your ticket? And we will not ever get a response, ever. Like we'll never hear from you. And then you'll book on my calendar and be like, hey, my support ticket was never solved. And I'll go pull up the log and it'll be like, you sent the ticket in and 10 minutes later we asked you a question and we never heard from you. So if you send in a ticket, be watching your text messages and also save that number and occasionally text us back. Okay. Like it's so helpful for us whenever you text back and say, like, not even thanks, but just like received, like just so we know, you know what I mean? That you're getting our messages, that you got our correspondence, whatever it may be, even if you're not going to go watch the video that Josh recorded personally for you to help you, which he does that all the time. He's always recording personal videos to help people. So sometimes whenever we send you a video, by the way, it's not just like a stock video. It's Josh going in and personally recording a Loom of exactly how to fix your problem or what's going on. So please do click those links and watch the videos if we send them to you guys. We're trying to make it easy for you.
Yeah.
So
Nick, let me jump in here and just say we've done some upgrades to the support forum for anybody who has been here for a while. Used to be like ugly yellow, but more than just the color. We've added some logic to this. So a couple things. So anybody who's ever come in here and we've ever got like our kind of our wires crossed with like we're messaging you from multiple phone numbers. Like we have a support number, we've got like a number that we talk to people for new demos, all this stuff. Like you just make sure that the name, the phone number, and the email address that you signed up with is what you fill out every time, because people like put their other phone number in and then we're texting different numbers, different emails, creates multiple accounts on our side. So just make sure you put the same info that you always sign up with. And then what do you need help with? This is new here. So you can basically pick what's going on here. So hey, there's something going on with my text messages and my drips. All right, what happened? Go ahead and type in what happened. What were you trying to accomplish? So like what happened is blah, 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 blah. And what was trying to accomplish? I'm trying to book an appointment. Like whatever the thing is, give us a name of one specific lead that we can check. So like John Smith. So there's been people, we had this titled contact reference up until a day ago, and people were typing in their own name. They were typing in lots of leads. Like they're typing in like
all of them,
all of my leads. Like just give us one name, then we can actually go look and see what's going on, and then include a Loom. And then depending on what you pick, it's going to kind of change up what's going on. Hey, I want to connect to my leads. Okay, who's your lead vendor? What type of lead is it? What kind of tag is on there? Button's not working. Okay, what button's not working? Okay, great. Link not working, whatever that thing is. This is my favorite one. I'm overwhelmed and don't know what to do. Let us know what's
which
going
is
on.
fine.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure if you click submit, there's even like a nice soft the vibe is like the message is giving you a hug. Like, don't worry, we'll help you. But if this is the one you got to fill out, pick that one. But yeah, just this support form is a little bit more intuitive now. Let us know what you need help with. And then the biggest thing is just include a Loom video. Now, one of our biggest pet peeves is if somebody ever takes their cell phone and they do this on the screen and they record it and they go, hey, Nick, what's going on? It's Jamie. Can you see right here on my screen? Those videos, they don't come through well. I know you have an iPhone and I know it's super clear on your side. When it goes through SMS and it comes to us, it turns into like like a video game from the 1970s and we can't see anything. So Loom, we have a Loom on how to record a Loom. I hate when I have to send that one because it just like I feel like I'm insulting somebody when I send them that one. But all you do is you click record a Loom. It takes you to a Loom website, and you actually don't even need a Loom login to just click start screen recording as a free account, and it gives you, boom, record video, good to go. And then you just copy the link and you send it in. So like once the Loom video is done, it looks like this. You click this little share copy link and you bring it back to I don't even know what screen I was on. You bring it back to the support form and you copy paste it, right here. And then we can see exactly what you see. We can hear you, we can see you, and it just makes everyone's life a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, a lot of times people tell me, well, hey, I booked on your calendar because, I wanted to talk to someone because I couldn't explain it over text. And we totally get that. But just so you know, I can't read the matrix like some of our guys that actually work on the AI and stuff like that. I don't know I don't know how to code. I don't know anything like that. So when you're meeting with me, half the time I'm having to send it to support anyway. And the Loom video is so easy. Like you literally just click record. You can say everything you want visually, verbally. You can show off your screen and send it to us. And then we don't have to take time out of your schedule for you to get on a call at all. You can take 2 minutes and send that in, and then we can be working on it for you while you're going back to working. And same thing for us. So this makes it more efficient. It really is easy to do. But then people will go, well, Nick, I got to learn how to record a Loom to learn how to use y'all software. And I'm like, Jamie just showed you how to do it. If you can't, just hear me out. Be mad if you want. But if you can't record a Loom, you definitely can't sell life insurance. You shouldn't be running a business for yourself. You shouldn't be self-employed or an independent broker at all because it's one button click. My 3-year-old could definitely do it. He could figure out if I showed it to him one time, he could do it on his own. You can do it. Just try. Okay, please. And if it's too hard, I understand, but that's what we got for you guys. You can't have unlimited access to just talk to Josh and bother him, but we will fix all your problems and handle all of your needs if you just send them in via support. I understand if you don't like that. Some of you guys really don't like that. I see your numbers.
One thing that I really want to I want to touch on real quick. I don't think we have an image for it, so I apologize. But we are shifting our support setup slightly for people who love to talk in person and anybody who wants to actually talk to myself or Josh to get your problem solved. You can still send the support ticket. You can still do exactly what you're doing, but we are opening up 2 office hours each week. So Monday and Friday from noon Eastern time to 1 p.m. Eastern time, you'll be able to go to leadchampofficehours.com. And at any point in time, you can just come in there. So if you're just like, I'm not a support ticket person, I hate to break it to you, we're still going to require a support ticket to get your stuff handled in office hours, but you'll at least be able to talk to somebody. Like you're the kind of person like, I need to talk to someone. I need to talk to somebody. I can't do this whole back and forth via text or email. Like we're opening it up Mondays and Fridays from 12 to 1. Come with anything, like whatever you need. And we're going to be available. Most weeks it's going to be myself, Josh, probably Nick, probably our entire development team. We'll have breakout rooms open. We can shift people into different rooms. And it's just an hour of dealing with whatever you need, whether that's connecting your leads, you're overwhelmed, and you need a group hug. It's going to be from 12 to 1 on Mondays and Fridays, and we'll get a link and a picture out for you guys. It's going to be a different room than this. It's going to be Lead Champ officehours.com, which we will send that out to everybody as soon as possible. If you try to go there right now, nothing's going to happen because nobody's there. You have to be admitted to the room. It's this is like an open room for live dials. That's one where like we'll admit people one by one to the room. Yeah, so that's all I got, Nick. I'll throw it back to you.
Derek, you can get emotional support just by submitting a ticket 100%. I've been providing emotional support to a few of you guys ongoing since you signed up. You know who you are, and we're crushing it, okay? We can all do this. Everyone's facing challenges, so 100%. We got your back. I know I'm coming off a little bit aggressive, but we definitely want to help you guys. We just want to make it easy for us to figure out what the problem is so we can actually help. That's it. We're doing some days 30, 40, 50 support tickets, some days 100. So we're down to do it. We're down to do the work. We just want you guys to submit it to us in a way that makes it easy for us. We think that's a pretty reasonable deal. Now, last thing I wanted to cover as far as how to use the system and some of the basics that will really make or break you on this. We went over the checklist for every single appointment. This is one I really, really, really like if you do this, you'll make Josh so happy and it will really make a difference for you. But guys, please check your inbox and look at your messages that you're getting because once the AI does turn off, if it's a booked appointment, and by the way, sometime in the future we'll figure out how to get AI to do reschedules for us. Okay, we will. But right now it doesn't. So once the appointment's booked, Matthew, no problem. We got you. You don't need ability with computers. You just need to be able to talk to people and click and read. We got you. We can help you. But once the AI turns off when you book an appointment, if someone messages and says, "Hey, Jamie, I'm so sorry. I can't make our appointment now. Can we reschedule?" You need to see that message so that you can manually offer them some times and then reschedule it inside the system. And then if a client messages you, like guys, the client retention really would do a lot for you on its own. Like they're them just getting the messages from you and knowing that you're there helps so much. But if on Thanksgiving they message you back and they say, "Happy Thanksgiving to you too. What's your favorite food to eat on Thanksgiving?" And you just jump in, as silly as it sounds, and just have that conversation with them that's not insurance related and say, "Oh, we love this in our family. What do you guys eat?" That will lock them in for life with you. It will. It will cement that relationship. And I see messages like that all the time. I saw one lady message back to the Thanksgiving message and she said, "Hey, my sister is arguing with me at Thanksgiving about how I can't have life insurance that works while I'm still alive. Can you tell her about the living benefits?" And I'm like, "Oh, an agent did a good job pitching the living benefits to this lady because she's like going to tell her sister, no, I got insurance I can use while I'm still alive." Well, that's a literal opportunity for a referral sale right there. I mean, it's a weird dynamic, okay, where it came up, but like be watching your inbox so that you can reschedule, so you can talk to your actual clients. And because when the AI is responding, if you do see it and you watch it, you know what I mean? That's like, why not seeing, like, I don't want you to jump in and stop it, okay? If you're not on the call though, no big deal to be watching and book an appointment. It's exciting. Okay. I'll admit, I love it watching people ask questions of it. It'll answer, offer two times, answer, offer two times, answer, offer two times. They'll pick a time. I'm like, yes. You know what I mean? It sends them the confirmation. It's amazing. So if you're watching your inbox, you'll see that happening. And then in the 1% chance where it does do something weird, you'll notice. Okay. So watch your inbox so you see for reschedules, client messages, and if the AI does, go off its rocker, right? Or offer a time on your calendar that then gets booked by a self book in the time between the messages sent so that then the appointment time isn't available. So it can't book the appointment, right? Like weird stuff happens sometimes. Okay. We're trying to be fancy here. It's a fancy, cool tool. James Bond's Aston Martin is a fancy, cool tool. If you just get in and push all the buttons, you're probably going to blow yourself up, right? But with a little bit of practice, you too can be driving like a secret agent, closing like Jamie. Well, maybe not. That takes other skills too, but at least being as systemized and organized as he is to retain all of his clients, have everything systemized so that he doesn't have to worry about it from the second he leaves that page, right? The beneficiary is covered. The what happened button's been hit. They're in the follow-up campaign. They're set. So appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Jamie, thank you so much for taking your time out of your schedule. Obviously, you got a lot more you could be doing besides just coming on here and teaching people. You could be selling yourself. So we greatly appreciate you. And if you're somehow watching this and you're not a Lead Champ user, you should be. Book on my calendar, leadchamppro.com. Let us help you get set up with some automations with your own Aston Martin so you can be driving your way to success, assuming you actually know how to drive. Cool. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Bye for now.